Welcome to the Not Nerd Show. I'm Natalie Butterscotch, and we are here to help you tech better. Here with me, as always, Mr. Dave Baylor.
What was that?
We got a submission for a new host. Good old Natalie Butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Huh.
Yes. Isla helped me come up with that last name. I was playing around in CapCut and creating AI characters. I just typed in the text and it created everything else. They've got a bunch of voices and a bunch of characters and the wild world of AI and CapCut.
Well, not to be outdone, Dr. RHPVHS says, OMG, Miss Butterscotch is going to haunt my dreams.
That was the goal.
Hey, producer Todd, can you verify that you can hear me and Todd clearly? Because we're having
him and Nate clearly.
Yeah. That's whatever I said.
Yes, yeah, we got a little frazzled with some audio oddness before the show started. Always got to be something.
It does, and you're super loud in my earphone, and I'm super quiet for some reason. But I can hear both of us.
Nice.
So
he can hear both of us as well. So, with that, let's get serious and look at my hat.
Yes.
Dave,
what do you got here today?
As a Portland area resident, you are probably aware that it is Rose Festival season. So I dug this one out of the archives. The 1988 Navy cruise for Fleet Week, which is coming up. So
Fleet Week. I saw some pictures of people downtown, and I was like, what's happening? And it's like, oh, the Rose Parade. We used to go, or to the Starlight Parade. We used to go every year with the kids, and it got crazier and crazier. And we'd go 5 hours early, and we'd get a spot. And inevitably, 5 minutes before the show started, a bunch of people would come and try to crowd right in front of us. It was wonderful times.
It is. So I think this is actually my late grandfather who was in the Navy in World War II. I think he actually got this hat being part of the Navy ride-along in 88. So vintage as vintage gets.
Wait a minute. And not to be outdone by Natalie Butterscotch, I was in Alaska last week. Did you go to Alaska, and are you staying in the same hotel that I stayed in?
Yeah. You know what, Dave? You looking at that hotel room all week last week, I was like, you know what? I should head up to Alaska and get that exact same room just so that I could have that lovely sink in frame
I know.
This week.
It's if I mean, you know this because you're there. It's like right on your arm the whole time you do the show.
Yeah.
It's just right there. So if you're thirsty, you can just lean over and get a drink.
Kukiak.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes, so we'll just alternate each week having one of us being in Alaska. What do you think?
Well, that's fine. We started a few minutes late because we were having some technical difficulties, but maybe we should stop going to Alaska or both go at the same time.
What? Yes, which we will be next week. As far as I know, we will be in the same room because it is WWDC is on Monday morning at 10. So we haven't talked about it much, but usually we will watch together and then hopefully we'll be able to go live right after that next Monday. But we'll be talking about what you can look forward to there in a second. But before we get to that, I had a couple other things that didn't go anywhere else. I do want to give a huge congratulations. That guy, I'm really proud of him. He is now the #1 YouTube account in the world. This weekend, he overtook T-Series, Mr. Beast. Beast, not Dr. RIPVHS.
Okay.
But yes. And Chris Kent in the chat, maybe you can grab Dave's charger that he probably forgot. Yeah, I did find your charger, and you left your...
I tell you, I am
Coke bottles on the on the bar.
There are Coke bottles. I did leave those, but I'm very tidy with my electronics. I got everything. Yeah, right there. Coke bottles. That's magical. So here's the thing. I wonder if anyone would have noticed the background had I not mentioned anything.
Yes. But anyways, enough about Alaska. Back to Mr. Beast. He
Oh,
passed
yes.
T-Series, which you'll remember is it's India's largest music and movie studio that had 267 million with an M subscribers. Well, he passed them on Saturday at an alarming rate, and he is now at 272 million with an M subscribers. Mr. Beast, insane.
Just a shy over 200 million over us.
Just a rounding error.
Yeah.
And some real-time news that I saw after I had the notes together, there was a ChatGPT outage for several hours this morning, which is not good, but they were able to resolve that. And great news, both Spotify and Max, HBO's Max
Streaming
service, are both raising their prices.
Yay us. Yay consumers.
Yes,
I mean, I tell you, people, look up that encrapification, but they don't use the word crap. They're all at that level where they're turning on consumers and squeezing all they can out of consumers, and then they're going to fail. So, I mean, don't take stock advice from me, but don't buy stock in either one of those companies, because this is right before failure happens. So,
yes,
there you go.
Yeah, so those were just some quick items at the top of the show, but let us get on to this main topic. So, yes, as we know, WWDC, Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, starts next Monday with a keynote at 10 a.m. It'll be a video like they've been doing. I'm guessing this one's going to be long. I was trying to think through all of the different operating systems that they have to discuss during this. You've got iOS 18, iPad OS 18, Mac OS 15, Watch OS 11, TV OS 18, Vision OS 2, and HomePod software 18.
Wow.
So
please ignore this blank screen for a moment as I get my application set up.
But it's a week-long event. It goes the 10th through the 14th. It's where developers come to Apple as well as remote. They offer remote sessions on everything, but they announce all of the new features. Then they have a ton of sessions helping developers
taking that day off.
Make that better. You're going to take Monday off, national holiday. Monday off.
Well, I sometimes work from home that day.
Yeah.
But I was just talking to my manager today about my accrued time off that I'm not using.
Got to use some up.
I'm going to take it off. I like to take every Apple announcement day off, but it's not always possible. But now that I have copious amounts of time, I'm just going to do it. Whether
I will talk to my boss about taking the day off as well.
Hey, and are you planning on coming over here?
That's the plan? Let's do it. Let's do it.
So between then and now, this is a little behind the scenes there for you at home. I'm going to make the space compatible for two of us.
Nice. So I don't have to sit on your lap again like last time.
I mean,
that was
it's
awkward.
Optional.
It just gets warm.
But summer's coming. We're going to hit the 90s here for a local weather update.
So I'm guessing this keynote, I'm trying to remember last year, it feels like it's maybe about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So we'll probably try to go live around noon on Monday. So everybody should just take the day off.
Just take the day off.
So that you can join the live stream.
And we've learned our lesson not to embiggen the video of the stuff.
We won't just replay the thing and have to have YouTube slap our wrist on that. But
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, so
exciting times. I'm excited, but no new hardware, right? So.
Yeah, that is the rumor from Mark Gurman, the rumor leaker extraordinaire. He said that this will be the first time in many moons, I guess 3 years, there won't be any new hardware announced. We just had the iPad event. iPhones don't come until the fall. I think they probably just have so much to talk about it that even if they do have some new hardware ready, that they'll probably just wait till after it is over, because I think they're going to get plenty of buzz. The rumors are that AI is coming to everything like it has to everything else.
How many times do you think? Let me say this again. How many times do you reckon they're going to say the word AI.
Yeah, let's do a little gentleman's over-under bet.
Okay.
So at the Google's event, they said it, I think it was 121 times total through their keynote, their conference. I'm going to say 65, and you take the over or the under on that.
Over.
Okay.
Over. I'm taking the over.
65 over. I'm even going to put it in the show notes. 65. Dave has the over.
There we go.
It is recorded in history. So
a gentleman's bet.
Yes, because they do like to say other words instead of
machine
AI.
Learning.
Yes, and
augmented reality.
Yes, all their different things. But
hey, do you think we'll see any software updates for the Vision Pro? Speaking of which,
well, I'm guessing people are saying that they will announce Vision OS 2, which would be the next iteration of it.
A little more on that.
I feel like they should move a little faster on it. I feel like there's more they could do, with a point update with Vision OS.
Well, let's hope it's not the touch bar all over again, where they dropped in the touch bar and they never touched it again for like 6 years. They just said, we're done.
Yes. Well, I'm still using mine daily. I love it, and I know there's a lot of people that like to talk crud about it, but we will see.
Well, friend of the show Tyler and I were having a discussion, and I said, I really hate Facebook, and I really love Apple, but right now I prefer the MetaQuest 3, so that kind of shows you where.
And I saw that they just had is it update 66 on the Quest 3? I saw a headline that is supposed to drastically improve the pass-through, which is what I feel like Apple could do. Is they've got to have a list of things that people have called them out on that they could implement before a big OS change in the fall. But again, they don't have to, iPhone, the software comes out in the fall because it's when the new iPhones come out. So with the Vision Pro, my hope, my wish would be that they just say, hey, we've got Vision OS 2 and it's going to be available next week, but we will see what happens.
Yeah. And this
it's not as ingrained. It's early. They can do things. It's not like, there's this massive developers that rely on all these things. If there's some features they can roll out now that would improve things, why not do it? In my opinion.
Sorry, I was jumping ahead. I was going to say this next one, I think tried to open up Apple Music, but I got it to open up in the browser.
Okay. Yeah. So
let us know about that.
WWDC, I'll just kind of wrap that up. Next Monday morning, we'll hear about all the new software that they're releasing this year, all the new features, how they're going to tie it in with AI, what great new things are going to come to the iPhone and the iPad and everything else. So I'm very excited. It's not as exciting because it's an announcement where then everything comes later, but it's still going to be cool to see what they are up to. And producer Todd in the chat, before we move on, what do you mean the touch bar doesn't do anything? It drives me into a blind rage every time I brush it with my finger and everything on my screen disappears or the brightness turns all the way down. Yeah, the touch bar does plenty. It's just, does it do anything that you want it to?
Hey, you're missing out, Todd. You can get little virtual pets that live in the touch bar.
Oh, yes.
And do the various things. And even as big of a nerd as I am, I installed 3 or 4 of those things. I never looked at them again.
Never.
Yep. I wanted to love it, but it just is so frustrating.
Yes.
I love being able to turn up the volume and the brightness with my keys that are
with keys. Well, there's some rumors that in the next couple of years we're going to get a MacBook that's just 2 giant screens.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 2 touch bars.
Well, basically, we will see what comes of that. But yeah, this next one, Apple Music has released its official 2024 WWDC playlist, where you can, it's going to open my Apple Music as well.
You have to copy the link and paste it in your browser.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so it says WWDC 24 Hello from Apple Music. And so apparently, if
who
you're
are
going
these
to
people?
WWDC, I will tell you the first one on the list, $1 Million Baby, Tommy Richmond. Many are saying that will be the song of the summer, and it is often requested at the marathon multiple times per evening. Billie
So
Eilish, you've heard of.
I know, but I've heard
Uh,
of.
yes,
I've
it is all looks like
actually
very new
there's
music.
two. Let me look through here. One thing I've noticed, unless they don't have that column turned on, is that nothing seems to be explicit.
Well, yeah,
So
I'm looking at that too. Maybe they did that on purpose,
well,
which is
I'm hoping
always
so.
a nice thing.
One of the I think I've talked about it before, but one of the things that disappoints me so much is like the top 100 everywhere. It's like your city, your state, the world, whatever. 90% of the songs are explicit. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why did. I'll say this. You can make good music without making explicit music.
Yes. Oh, I do see, if you look closely on my screen next to the song title, there is a very small E icon on one, two, three of the songs. So it doesn't look like that's showing for you in the web browser, but in the music app,
In the music
uh,
app.
it is showing a couple of them with the explicit. But
Well,
yeah, 60
it's a bait and
minutes,
switch then. Grooming
20
confirmed.
songs. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Tim Cook, Phil Schiller, any of the main guys did not put this list together
No.
since it seems to be all new music. But if you want to go listen to it, you can and feel like you're at WWDC.
And I bet some of those songs will be playing on the lead into the show.
Yes, yes. And then we also wanted to talk about, we usually mention it, but Apple has announced the 2024 Apple Design Award finalists. Now, they announced the winners at WWDC, but they have 7 different categories: delight and fun, inclusivity, innovation, interaction, social impact, visual and graphics, and spatial computing. And different apps that are nominated for that, which they're all great apps. And it got me thinking, like, Apple just they inspire great design with their apps because they have, besides the touch bar, great design in mind for a lot of that stuff. But was there I hadn't heard of a lot of these. Couple of the games, the New York Times Games app. Of course, everybody's heard of that, Wordle and the
So
crosswords. And
this Procreate Dreams down in the the graphic category is
yeah,
I think I'm going to buy this. This is an animation tool from the folks who make Procreate.
yeah,
Savage Interactive. So I think I'm just going to bite the bullet and buy it. You know, kids, when you get older and are invested in your home and your kids are like out of the house or at least trying to be out of the house and you've got
occasionally out
a
of the
vehicle
house.
that's like close to being paid off and maybe you have some side income. When a $20 or $30 app comes up, you just buy it. You're just like, I'm just going to buy this.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
want to encourage all of you younger folk out there who are like, I could never afford a $30 app. Your time will come where you just say, you know what? I got $30. I'm just going to buy it. I'll never
especially
retire,
when it's from the people that made Procreate,
Yeah.
that is the gold standard in drawing apps for iPad, and then
Yeah.
lets you do 2D animations.
It's a safe bet, is what it
Yes.
is.
There were a couple that I have played with Isla. She likes playing the Crayola Adventures. That's a really fun game.
Where are we at on the list here?
That's somewhere near the top.
Okay, Crayola.
It's
Here's
kind
Hello
of a weird
Kitty.
list. Yes, Hello Kitty we've played on the Apple TV. That's
Oh,
a
here we
fun
go.
one.
Crayola Adventures.
Yes.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. I downloaded that and started playing the tutorial and then got distracted. It's a little tough on the iPhone to play Call of Duty.
I've just given up on all those first-person shooters on
Yeah.
iOS. It's just, sorry, I have a 55-inch television here with an
Yes.
Xbox. I think I'll use that.
Yes. But yeah, seems like there maybe was something else on there that I was aware of. But if you're looking for good apps that are well designed in these different categories, definitely go check out the list in the show notes.
Here's one for Todd. Todd, The Wreck. I don't know what it's about, but maybe
Yes.
it describes your life.
It's a lush visual novel about sisterhood, motherhood, grief, and survival.
It's totally
Todd.
him. It's totally Todd. They wrote it for him.
Oh, they did have a couple. I think all the way down at the bottom is the spatial computing, the Sky Guide, which
Yeah.
I think you tried that when you were wearing my Vision Pro, the
I did.
NBA one, which is very cool, and then DJAY, which is the
tried that one
DJI app I use on my Mac, but is very cool design and innovation on the Vision Pro and the Sense Riders. And so, yeah, there's a lot, and they will announce the winners next week. So I'm sure we'll discuss who those are. So go memorize the apps, try them all out so you can see if your favorite app
download and purchase every single one so that you can be involved in the conversation.
Yes, and speaking of being involved in the conversation, it is time for Dave's Pro Tip of the Week.
Well, let's see. Yes, Nate, the sound effect did fire.
So I was pretending like I was hearing it.
He can't hear him. It's okay. Everyone else can, I'm sure. And please let me know if you at home did not hear the sound effect. Today we're going to talk about something that is relevant to the trip that there in Alaska where Nate is when I was there. I had the good fortune of being on a joint Air Force Army base. And when I was there, they just let you drive right up to the runway where F-22 fighter jets and C-17 cargo jets are just taking off and flying. And so I wanted to take some video with my handy dandy iPhone here. Yeah. So some of the things I ran into is, maybe you've experienced this, Nate. Isla's out playing at a park and you're like, oh, she's doing swings with this girl. I'm going to zoom in on her because I'm far away and I want to get right in there. And then it looks good. You're zooming in and then the camera switches and it's the same thing, but now it looks like it's taken with potato. And then it switches again to the 5X lens and then it's back to the 1X lens scaled and it's back. Oof, man, I tell you, I was not having a good time. And I actually have, if it will work, I actually have an example of what it looks like. So, Nate, I think you should be able to see this, and I think everybody can still hear us. Oh, yeah. So there's the jet, and it's switching from 1X to 5X, and I hope there's no audio in here because I was probably cussing. So there it's on 5X, and then I go a little closer, and it switches to 1X, zoomed, and then I zoom out, and it's like 1X, and then, so I will let it run again. So 1X. 1X, 5X, 1X, 5X, 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 zoom in a little bit, and 1X scaled. So, if you, like me, hate this with a passion, I'll show you how to do it with my little friend, my phone here. So, I'm going to go into settings, and I'll show you here. Please work. Is it not going to work? Oh, come on. So I had all this set up before, as you know, Nate, and then I had to restart my computer, and then it didn't work. So let's try it. Let's try this. Is it there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So you go into your settings on your phone and you scroll all the way down, past all the built-in stuff, past the App Store, past the other things. Cleared. Oh, and then there's a section just for media type apps. And there's camera. So you press on camera. I clicked on books by accident. Camera. And then you scroll way down to the bottom. Lens. No, wait. Where is it? No, I'm sorry. You don't. Before you do that, you click on record video. So let me back up. So camera, record video there at the top. Then you scroll down to the bottom. And there's lock camera right here. And so what this means is, when you hit the record button on the camera, whatever lens you were currently viewing will lock. Wow. Now, it's still a bit tricky because I was in conditions where I was at the airfield and I would zoom into 5X, but the phone was still favoring the 1X. And so I would have to kind of move it around and zoom in and out till it selected the 5X lens. Then I'd hit record. Then I could zoom in and out. And it will only let you zoom to the 15X, which is scaled, back down to the 5X optical.
Oh, okay.
It wouldn't let you go beyond that because the screen is locked, or the camera is locked. But anyway, I'm going to leave this on for now. It'll probably come to haunt me in the future when I'm trying to do something and, you know, and it's locked and I'll have to stop or whatever. But man, it is way too hard to get this stuff worked out. What I want, and I played a little bit around with the Blackmagic app and figured out I was missing planes, and I'm like, I'm not going to mess with this anymore. I just wish they would let you on the main screen say, whatever zoom capacity I'm on, that's the camera lens to use. Like, don't try to figure it out and make it better. If I zoom past the 5X, switch to 5X lens. If I zoom back down to the 1X, switch to the 1X lens. If I go way wide, switch to the 0.5X lens. But Apple being Apple does not make that feature available.
Well, maybe we'll get it next Monday.
I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah. Yes, and I will quickly mention, I had sent it to you, Dave, but there is a new app, a new video recording app, and I think it's currently $10, but it's going to be $20, and it is called Kino, and it is from the Halide people. They made a
I don't
video
remember
app.
seeing this.
Oh, I sent you a text about it, but they have a new, it is very similar to the Blackmagic, but the Blackmagic can be very complex, and this is designed to give you all the functionality without making it too complex. But yeah, you can.
It's currently not doing anything.
It's got some audio meters, and it's got just some simple controls there. But it's got, again, if they would have released it earlier, it would have been up for a design award, because when you open it, you virtually rip a little cardboard, and it gives you the instruction manual. So
it's already $20.
Oh, missed the first week.
Dang.
Should read your text messages, Dave.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
It was Wednesday when you texted that. Okay.
Yeah, that was many moons ago.
Man, I'm so
I guess
sad.
I texted you multiple. Oh, that was Wednesday, and then I texted you again Saturday. So
Yeah,
I should have just logged into your account and purchased it for you.
You should have. Man, because
Blackmagic is very good.
Yeah. Well, limited time launch sale. They need to update that graphic.
Ooh.
I don't need to grade. Yeah, I'd be interested. I'm going to do some research.
So
for
it does like the
20.
ProRes stuff that you can do, with the new iPhones, but they have like pre-made things that were created by different people in the industry. Like Tyler Stallman created one.
Logs,
so then you can do live grading.
Yeah.
So basically like a very complex filter. But anyways, that is locking the camera lens. That is a good thing, and I wish it was easier as well.
Yeah.
But it is time for everyone's favorite segment, Just the Headlines. And, do we have driveway cam set up, or are we going to...
Oh, yes, we do.
Oh, yes, we do. Look at that reflection in the windshield of the Nissan.
Hey, the reason you could see that reflection so well is because I washed the inside and outside of the window the other day.
That's why you made sure that you had the driveway cam set up.
Yeah, it looks great.
Very nice. Well, it is time for Just the Headlines. And our first one is our first viewer submitted Just the Headline from Sandy.
Okay.
Common dietary supplement fish oil found to reduce aggression by 30%.
I take that. Doesn't seem to be working. Dr. Pepper tries Pepsi as America's number 2. Oh, sorry. Dr. Pepper ties Pepsi as America's number 2 soda. Wow, that's what they were shooting for. Number 2.
Yes. Number 2. Instagram testing controversial unskippable ads in its app.
I need some fish oil. Orcas are still smashing up boats, and we finally worked out why. I gotta read that. I gotta know.
Yes. Rules that cut air pollution from shipping may be adding to global warming.
Of course. Eventbrite promoted illegal opioid sales to people searching for addiction recovery help. Oof.
Ouch. And Ticketmaster hacked. Breach affects more than 500 million users.
Because they're the only option.
Couldn't have happened to a better company. And those are just the headlines. Okay. This is fun without the sound effects.
Yeah.
Trying to trigger in my muscle memory of how long the sound bits are, but we will move on.
And I was dancing to give you an idea.
Yes, our takes of the week. And our first one, MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, who we've talked about. I believe he is the top tech YouTuber by quite a distance.
He should be bigger than Mr. Beast, if you ask me. But.
Yes. But he got a very cool look, behind the scenes look at Apple's iPhone durability testing.
They squirt it with water.
Yes, a very complex squirt gun that they squirt at every angle. They have, I think it doesn't seem to have a lot of the videos on this link I put in there, but he got to see the drip tray simulation, the sustained low pressure jet spray, the high pressure spray from a literal fire hose, and locking the phone underwater plus extra pressure to mimic depth for an extended time. And you also got to see the drop testing system, where they have a robot that can precisely drop the iPhone over and over from every different angle, so they can do drop testing. And then the other one was vibration testing, where they have this massive vibration table that mimics like vehicle vibration, plane vibration, all these different vibrations. And they just have iPhones and Vision Pros and iPads, all their devices sitting there just to test all this stuff. But
well, I will say their stuff's very durable. I've dropped my iPhone 15 Pro Max, not a flex, just so you know which one I have.
Yes.
Multiple times recently. It must be because I'm getting older or sloppier. And it just, it doesn't hurt it at all. I have it in a case, as one probably should, and I do have a screen protector on it. But anyway, it's fine. Well, how's yours holding up?
I am still no case.
Caseless
and
Joe.
I have had a few decent drops from, maybe waist high kind of drops that, and it's maybe a tiny scratch on the edge, but
I'm glad you got rid of that.
They've done a lot to improve that.
That garbage 14 Pro Max that I dropped got a tiny ding on it.
Yes.
What a piece of junk that thing was.
Which Apple did not ding me for when I returned it on the Apple upgrade plans. So
good. They're like, this is barely a scratch. But.
Yes. Next up, Lego. We got a lot of Lego fans out there. They're kind of a thing, but somebody has submitted to their ideas site a Lego Apple Store creation that you can vote on to see if Lego will actually make it.
The Lego Ideas program, people build these things, submit them, they get enough votes. I think they have to get over 10,000 votes, and then Lego will go through the process to try to contact the owners of the IP or the copyright holders to see if they can do a collaboration. And oftentimes it works, and there have been many really good ideas in the past that have come to fruition.
Yes. So it was created by Lego Truman on the Lego Ideas site. It currently has 4,395 supporters with 593 days left.
How many supporters was it?
4,400 is right about what we're at. 254 comments with 2 official Lego comments. But you submit this whole thing. You talk through the design, and several of them have come to fruition over time. And this would be a very cool one. It does look very fun.
Part of me thinks there's no way Apple would go for this because they couldn't control it. But at the same time, they're going to get a cut off the IP by allowing Lego to do this. And imagine if these little phones that you see here were actually iPhone-looking models with a little Apple logo on them or something, and the little boxes in the back. I mean, the cross-branding would be really cool, and then Apple could just sell more of their stuff through Lego.
Yes, indeed. Very cool stuff. And next up, I think we might have mentioned this before, but YouTube has officially launched their Playables mobile games. It's now on iOS. So if you go into the YouTube app and go to the Explore tab, there will be a Playables section where there's a bunch of very simple little, almost like flash games that you can play within the YouTube app, because everybody was saying, is there a way that I could get more games on my phone? But this does seem to be a trend. Like, obviously, the New York Times has expanded their games, but LinkedIn's talking about games. Netflix has their games.
This makes no sense. Who is sitting there in their YouTube? Okay, so here's the thing. What if I'm watching Marquez Brownlee, YouTuber, or Mr. Beast from the YouTube app, and then I want to play the game?
Yes.
Typically, if I have YouTube Premium or whatever it's allowed, I could swipe up. It would put this video in a little portal in a picture-in-picture, and then I can run any app and play any game that I want. But putting the game in the YouTube app makes it seem like I won't be able to watch the video and play the game at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, do I need two devices? Pro tip, I just use the browser, Brave browser.
Yes.
It's a decent experience.
Yeah, so it does look while you're in there playing the game that you can't also watch a video.
That's what people like to do. It is very rare to find someone who does not watch video while doing something else.
Yes.
I'm one of those rare people when it's a TV show or movie that I enjoy. But if I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm always doing something else. Usually looking at Reddit or...
Yeah, let me see if I can start a video, since I do have YouTube Premium, and then I minimize the video, and then I go into the game, and nope, I cannot see the video anymore. So
you got dark for a minute. What?
Oh, you know what?
Did the screen change?
That will help. My light was pointed up from something I was doing earlier, so it helps to pro tip, it helps to have your key light pointing at your face. That will definitely help with
I just
video
went
quality.
To mess with mine and it fell, so that's a good tip. Now people can, there's a little more glare for you to enjoy off my bald head.
Well, we do have more YouTube news, and this one I am excited about. So the headline, YouTube app no longer hijacks Apple TV screensaver after complaints. So what they did on the Apple TV with the YouTube app is if you were just in the YouTube app and you paused the video, it would eventually go to like a YouTube screensaver. They'd show you some pictures or maybe some other videos you might want to watch.
Or an ad.
If you don't have YouTube Premium. But the problem that I found is, let's say Isla and I were watching Mr. Beast. She heads up to bed. I just hit pause. I put on my Vision Pro. I'm doing something else. After about an hour, it would just start playing the video again. So unless you left the app or turned your Apple TV off, I always leave the TV on because I love the Apple TV screensavers. Yeah. But they hijacked it, and then they just start playing your video again, that was not good.
This is like Facebook app all over again. I don't know if you remember in the early days of iPhone, Facebook, to get around several things that Apple didn't want them to do, they would play silent audio. So that when you switch to other apps, the Facebook app could sneakily stay opened in the background because it's playing audio, in quotes. So this is very similar, where it's like, we don't want you to leave our app ever. So
the
we're
games
just
and the screensaver just always stay in YouTube. And producer Todd says, "Oh, thank goodness! I hated that YouTube screensaver." Yes, there is no better screensaver in the history of the universe than the Apple TV screensavers. And so the fact that YouTube was keeping theirs active,
Yeah. What a bunch of
infuriating.
maroons.
Yes. And last take, a sad goodbye. ICQ, one of the oldest instant messengers, shutting down June 26th.
Wow. I don't even know if I've ever used that ever. Remember ICQ? After almost 3 decades, the once popular instant messaging client is finally shutting down.
Yes. I think at one time I used it because you could connect in AOL Instant Messenger and MSN Messenger and iChat maybe at the time, so you could do all your different messaging back when we did that. But yeah, I was never a huge ICQ user.
I don't think I ever. I wouldn't even know where to go to use it. So we barely knew you.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm glad producer Todd is watching live because our bonus odd take this week is just for him.
Oh, yeah?
And he needs to submit. I came across the Instagram account. I also have a link to the Reddit account in the show notes, but it is the account Trees Eating Things. And
Yes.
It is absolutely amazing. It is just the power of the growth of trees around cars, around poles, around cement, signs, all kinds of fun stuff. And producer Todd famously did that with a VHS tape.
Yes. I don't know that it ever took, though. It probably fell out of the tree. He and I were talking about him going to check that out here. I don't know that he did. However, my mom used to own some property in Colorado, and there was an axe that was in a tree that had started growing over. Somebody stuck it there, and then it became wedged and growing around.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so
what's this one with eyeballs? That's kind of creepy.
I think that's maybe an aftermarket effect after it ate a railing, but. It is pretty wild to see what a little time will do with a tree.
And Todd says in the oh, here we go. He says, LOL, oh wow, these trees eating things is amazing. And I just hit the end of Instagram's generosity. I would have to log
before
in
you have to sign in
to see the rest.
Yes,
it's even locked the entire website, so I can't even use it. So
18,000 followers, and it is the link in the Instagram profile takes you to Flux Lighters, opening soon. So it's some sort of company that makes some sort of lighting. Plasma laser electric lighters are windproof, USB charged, and totally the future. New designs, innovation, and top quality. Europe's largest range. From UK. So that's who's behind the Trees Eating Things on Instagram.
Interesting.
Yes. And you know what else is interesting, Dave?
What's that?
Our picks of the week.
I forgot. I couldn't get to the echo quick enough, so you get one of them.
Yes.
So my pick this week, Nate, is, if I can get this stupid, no, I don't. Thank you. You know when you click a link and it wants to open apps all the time?
Yes.
Open it in the browser. People.
Yes.
Okay, so rant.
And while you're looking at that, producer Todd, there's a giant cement block in the middle of the apple tree in my yard because it's old and hollow and it grew around it. And now it's stable.
That's good to know.
Yes.
Picks or it didn't happen. So, Nate, I picked an app this week for my Vision Quest 3, and I was talking with friend of the show Tyler about the Meta Quest 3. And here is the app. It's called the Spatial app. It's a little rough around the edges, but what it purports to do is to turning your Meta Quest into a spatial computer by letting you place your web apps all around your space. You have an infinite canvas to browse, work, play, and relax. And by extension, it looks a lot like the Apple Vision Pro interface.
Nice.
So I recorded some video that I hope will work, and take a look at it if you will. Make sure you've got that window big so you can see it. What does this remind you of right here? So I've got my Apple Notes up there.
Yes.
To the right, I've got a reminders list. I didn't click on any of them because they've got a bunch of reminders. That's ones I made up. A calculator. There's widgets you can open that work, actually. They're not just eye candy. And more widgets are coming soon. There's the computer. I couldn't get the screen sharing to work on it. But look, the interface.
Wow, yes.
It's
very Vision Pro.
Yeah. So this, and as a joke, that clock over there to the left that you saw is over the top of my real clock. Like there's a real clock behind there.
Yes. Perfect.
And here's a timer I'm going to set. So it's kind of cool, actually. Now, could you do all these things on multiple monitors or just one monitor? Yeah. But it's more fun to do it on the Vision, or I'm sorry, not the Vision Pro, on the MetaQuest. So this is the innovation here. The innovation is the built-in web browser on the Quest is you can have a screen in the middle and you could load your Gmail on it or whatever. Then you can take a tab off and put it to the left side, and you could put Reddit or something in there. And on the right side, you could log into iCloud.com and look at your Apple Notes or whatever. And you have a strip of 3 windows. There are some other apps that you can get that will allow you to connect to your computer. Then you can have virtual windows, like one up here, one down here, one to the left, one to the right, and you can move the whole quad of monitors around. But you have to have a computer to do that. And so this app is kind of the best of both worlds in that it's a web browser, but it's highly tuned to resemble the Apple Vision Pro interface. And so all those apps, if I click the Reddit app, it's going to open up a window that's basically a web browser window that goes to reddit.com. And if you've logged in, it cookies you, so it just remembers. But the way that you navigate the app by closing the window and by going back and going to the homepage and stuff, those are kind of baked into the interface for each individual app. So it's very much like using a Vision Pro. It's much slower, and it's not the nicest hardware. My biggest complaint really is you click an app and it's like 1001, 1002, and it loads. Once everything loaded, it's not bad. And the other thing is when I walk out of my area that I have designated for the VR, it pauses everything. All the apps pause, they disappear. And I have to go back to the space. So I can't go upstairs and keep watching the video down there in my living room. I have used apps that will allow that to happen, but this particular one doesn't. So a few more tweaks and it'll be really good. It was $10, very affordable. And it's just another way to do browsing on the MetaQuest that makes it feel more like a Vision Pro.
Nice. Very cool.
So you can't buy that because you don't. I guess you could buy it through the web browser, but you couldn't use it.
Yes. Well, Dave, for my pick of the week, I'm going to do a surprise reveal. So can you cut to just your video for a moment there?
Okay, and I'm not looking at our other screen. So.
Okay, so now you can come back.
Okay, I'm gonna go to you.
And my pick of the week, I have
what?
got.
It is a.
It is a screen door.
It's my previous pick of the week.
Yes.
Didn't I do one of those? It's a magnetic screen door.
Yes.
Thing. It's working great with your green screen.
yeah. So we got this. So we, in our neighborhood, you are not allowed to have a screen door. So this goes up with Velcro. I think it's
interesting.
Very, very nice.
But those are allowed? Did you check the?
Well, what can they do? I did put the Velcro. You're supposed to put it around the door frame. I kind of put it inside the door frame, so it's a little bunched in the corners, but it still works perfectly fine. So on a nice summer's eve, you can just put this up and keep the bugs out because we typically get a lot of bugs. But it's got a very nice magnet. The Velcro is very nice and strong.
Mine also came with these little tacks. that you
Yes,
could.
ours did too. That
Yeah.
if your Velcro isn't sticking well, you can do some tacks. I love that you have those on your desk
I don't know.
in case you need a screen door at
Yeah.
your desk.
There was one. It was floating around somewhere, and so I stuck it here so I could put it somewhere else, and I just happened to see it before I did the show, and I was like, oh, interesting that you mentioned that. I have one right here.
Right there.
Well, or I just have
Yes.
everything on my desk at all the time.
Yes, but we paid. It was
See,
ours
Chris,
is a
there's the charger. I didn't leave it in Alaska.
no, didn't leave it in Alaska. Let's see, ours is a 38 by 83 inch, and it was $27. Now this is from AUGO. It has 4.5 stars on 77,214 ratings.
That's a
10,000
lot.
plus bought in the past month.
What-
And I could get it
Are they
free
from Africa
overnight
to keep out the
delivery.
mosquitoes, or what's the deal?
Yes. Man,
What? How many
these are
was
popular.
sold recently?
10,000 plus bought in the past month, which is a fun little feature on Amazon to see now.
Seems really high. Really high.
There's a lot of you think any apartment, any townhouse.
But if you did, I'm not replacing mine every year. Like, it's
Well,
still out there.
You might need to, if you used it a lot, you might need to replace it. I don't know. I just read the stats. I don't.
Okay. Sounds a little
Yes.
sus to me, but
Yes. Well, you can suss that out on your own time. If you would like to get either of our picks, you can go to notpicks.com
That's right.
where we list our previous picks. And we do have a giveaway going right now. All you have to do is go find something that you know about, leave a review, and you could win a $20 Amazon gift card. I forget, when does that one open or finish? June
24th, 2024.
June 24th. So you still got 20 days left to get to notpicks.com and leave some reviews out over there, just because it helps people know what other people think besides just our picks. But there is so much stuff on there. And
We have so many good products. Look at this.
yes, we do have
Adhesive cable clips.
Oh, those are handy. I've been using those things all over the place.
Yeah.
So good. And you can watch the video clip. I linked directly to the timestamp on the products. So you can watch it on YouTube and see us talk about it. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff over there at notpicks.com. And you guys have been using it because we have a Ramazon purchase of the week. I go through the anonymous reports through our affiliate account, and somebody purchased the old fan favorite 799583 carburetor fits for Briggs and Stratton lawnmower engine. And then they list off about 30 different engines that this carburetor works for.
Carburetor
So
for
it is-
lawnmower engine.
Yes, I'll put a link because people are going to want to see this. I'll put that link in the show notes for you so you can pull
All
that
right.
up. $16.99, and this one says 800 plus bought in the past month. There are a lot of people that are digging their lawnmowers out about this time of year.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
sorry
very time sensitive for sure. There we go.
Yes.
Look at this beauty. 799583. Oh, that's the one. I was thinking, am I remembering
Yeah.
the 4 or the 3 in my mind? And it was, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's for the 300E, 450E, 500E, 550EX.
Yeah. Yeah, not the E.
and so forth
L.
and so on. But it's got 4.5 stars on a whopping 28 ratings. That's quite the drastic change from the screen door. But
It's
you can
amazing
get
that
it-
you can get a fuel carburetor for $17.
Yes.
Looks to be high quality plastic too.
Yes. What more do you need? And
mean-
Prime members get free delivery tomorrow. So I could order it and have it tomorrow.
There it is.
The wonder of the Amazon Fulfillment Distribution Network.
You know, the worst part about buying things on Amazon after midnight is the next day is really
Oh.
not. It's the next.
Yeah, it's
next
the day after
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's always a letdown when I'm like, oh, I'm going to get this when I wake up. No.
They should have a little disclaimer. You're up pretty late.
Yeah.
You do realize that this will actually come the next day from when you're thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Good times.
there we go. Yes. Well, reminder again, next Monday we'll be going live somewhere around noon Pacific time after Apple's WWDC keynote. We will break down all the announcements that we think you need to know about. And yeah, watch us on YouTube, subscribe, hit that like button, ring that bell, follow us on all the social medias so you can get out there and tech better. And I can't dance because I can't hear the music.
You can dance anyway. Dance at the music in your soul.
Yeah.